Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first of our new series of Speech Bites, quick 5-minute fixes of language tips, hosted by myself, Becky, a speech and language therapist, and the Reach Out Early Years Stronger Practice Hub based in the east of England. So, today I'd like to talk to you about the magic of modelling. So, using everyday talking to build expressive language, understanding, and vocabulary. So, my name, as I said, is Becky. I've been a speech and language therapist for 20 years, and I've been working with the Reach Out Early Years Stronger Practice Hub since October 2023, delivering lots and lots of webinars and in-person training about speech and language issues that you may see in your early years setting. So, what's so important about vocabulary anyway? If you've been to any of my webinars, you'll know that I'm always talking about the importance of vocabulary when we're working with our little people in our early years settings. So there's absolutely loads of research relating to vocabulary size and academic success. So the larger a child's vocabulary during the preschool years, the better the indicator for academic success as they go through school. Linked to that, preschool vocabulary level is a really strong indicator of a child's ability to learn to read. And children are exposed to millions and millions of words as they grow and as they go through their infancy. But the amount of words that they hear really varies based upon their socioeconomic status, the amount that they're read to, lots of different factors. So the more vocabulary you can be giving to a child, the better. And also, it stands to reason that a wider vocabulary does help with a child's executive function skills and self regulation, which obviously, as they're going into school, is really super important. So, what is modelling? So, modelling has three main methods. So, the first one is commenting on what a child is doing. So, instead of trying to pull them away from what they're doing and find something that you've generated to comment on, really lean into what the child is doing or looking at that time and comment on that. So, describe what they're doing, describe what they're looking at. So, maybe say something like, wow, this painting is so colourful, or I can see that big lorry. So you're really just kind of enhancing their experience by bringing some extra language to whatever they're doing. Recasting is where a child may say something. It might have some errors in it because obviously children are still acquiring speech and language, so we expect some immaturities. And all we're going to do is repeat it back to them, correcting any errors. We're not expecting the child to repeat anything back. We're not making them feel that they've done anything wrong or made any mistakes. It really is just saying it in the right way. So the child may say, oh, today I go to the park. And you'll go, yes, today you went to the park. That must have been fun. Expanding is a key one as well. So repeating what the child says, but adding a word or two onto it. So if a child says big car, you may say, yeah, the big car is going fast. Or if they say cat, you may say a big fluffy cat. And if you want to find out a little bit more about these techniques, go and have a look at elkland.co.uk, who are one of the authorities on this. There are some common mistakes that people make when chatting to children who are young, and I see this a lot in my practice. Asking too many questions of a child. Can you say banana? Can you say spaghetti? Or what's this? What colour is it? How many are there? If we ask a child too many questions, language starts to feel like a test. It starts to feel like something where we have to perform rather than a natural, pleasurable interaction with somebody else. And that can cause a child, particularly if they're finding speech and language difficult, to kind of withdraw from that. Correcting the child's errors and asking them to repeat it back to you correctly. Again, if we just take that recasting approach that I spoke about in the previous slide, that's a much kinder and more effective way of doing it. Filling every quiet moment with language. So often we're a bit scared of silence and we think we need to pump a lot more language in. Yes, pumping language in is important, but also giving a child some time to initiate conversation themselves or respond to your comment is really key too. So don't be scared of silence. It's not always a bad thing. Also, using language that's too complex or too oversimplified can be less helpful when you're talking to a child. Try as best you can to match their language level. If you want some more information on other webinars that we've done, please do visit the Reach Out Stronger Practice Hub YouTube page, where you can see all of my previous speech and language webinars, as well as other webinars from other qualified professionals. The Early Years Evidence Store is a 24/7 online resource which looks at the current evidence for all early years foundation stage aspects. So if you're a new practitioner and you're upskilling yourself, this is really helpful. But also if you're a more experienced practitioner and you want to make sure that the way you've always done it is still backed by evidence, this is really, really useful. So please do go and check that out. For bespoke support or to follow us on Instagram, please use these QR codes to link to the Reach Out Early Years Stronger Practice Hub. And hopefully you'll join us again in the future for some more speech bites or some more webinars. Thank you and see you again soon.